Hi everyone, I'm Cari Fennell, and tonight I am on Live with Prima. And just to fill in for Moore Weber, she was not able to do her show tonight, so I'm filling in. And what I've decided to do is actually I showed you guys some of these adorable little snow globes that I made. I showed them to you last week before I started my Sparkle Tag class. And a lot of people really loved them. And so I figured this would be a great little project to fill in and to show you guys how to create on your own. I also have these adorable little ornaments. They're kind of like the old-fashioned style little like dome ornaments. This is not my original idea. This was actually an idea I got off of the internet from a gal named Ashley. And she has a blog called My So-Called Crafty Life. And I'm literally addicted to her blog. She has so many cute, kitschy, fun ideas. And I never intended to show these online because it's not my idea. But I don't know. I think she would be flattered. I hope. And it's just a nice little added extra little project that you guys could make. And I will show you how. And I'll also, see if Delana could link to the blog, and then you guys can go see for yourselves because she's really fun. She has really great ideas. Okay. Yes, her name is Ashley, and it's My So-Called Crafty Life. That's the name of her blog. And she's got stuff pinned all over Pinterest. People really like her stuff, and she just is great. So I'm going to pan down, and we're going to get our snow globe action on. And you're also going to see some really cute Julie nutting ornaments that I was going to just share with you guys. I didn't think I'd have time to make them on the show, but at the end of the show, I'll explain exactly what I did. So we'll just go ornament crazy and Christmas crazy. Here, let me just try to adjust this a little bit. Excuse me while I do that. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so now a lot of the jars that I got were either from Michael's, and believe it or not, in the dollar spot section at Target, you can find some really cool ones. So I found these, and they have like a cute little place for a label. And there's also like these milk glass ones. I had these left over after making these, and I thought, well, maybe we can make one out of this tonight. This is actually the jar that the Julie Netting wood dolls come in. So they come in a jar like this. There's the wood top. So we're going to make something with the packaging itself. And then I also have this old-fashioned Atlas mason jar, which is like got the old metal thing on the top, which I think is totally bent and doesn't even work anymore. Oh, no, it does. Oh, there we go. And there's a glass top that goes with it, and it just slides over the glass top somehow. I'm not very good at doing that. I don't even know if this is the right one because I bought this at a flea market. So I thought we could play with this one tonight and do the milk bottle and then the packaging. So why don't we go ahead and get started with this guy, this big guy, because this will be the easiest one to do. Now I've washed them inside and out. You want to make sure that they're nice and clean. Okay. And let's see here. I'm going to grab, like for instance, I have like this notebook paper. Okay, it's orange on one side, white on the other. No big deal. All right. And I'm going to get my circle punch. And I actually think that this one would be okay. So what I did, I just needed something sturdy for the bottom. And I can punch this out twice. And just glue this together with a tape runner. So this is going to be my base. And I'm going to line these up just like that. So you have white on both sides, and it's sturdy. You can even use a piece of cardstock or craft paper. Now I stuck this in here just to make sure that like it will fit, okay? And it will. Fits on there perfectly. So this is what we're going to use as our building block. And I got to just move my other jars out of the way, if that's okay. Now, we're going to start with the trees. Now, these sisal trees I just got at the craft store, like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, Joann's, anything like that that has like the Christmas decorations. And these are kind of like an evergreen or a brighter green color. And I'm just going to get out all my trees. And I got This pack was like the Lemax brand. You know, they make the Christmas houses that light up and stuff. And you can buy like a whole bag of like, I don't know, something insane, like 40 of them. And they're all 50% off right now. So that's really perfect, because you can never have too many of these cute little trees. Now you can use the white ones if you want. No problemo. And what I did is I took my favorite color bloom spray, which is Lime Wedge. Now what's cool about Lime Wedge is it actually is going to sit on top of this dark green color. And I will be honest with you, I pulled the bottoms off. I know you're probably like, why? Because then it won't stick. But you can leave them on if you want. But I really don't want them to show. Like, this is going to be really white in comparison to like the fake snow I'm going to put in there. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And they come right off, super easy. Well, that one didn't. That one didn't. Sometimes you speak too soon. So we're getting our craft on tonight for the holidays. Holidays are 2 weeks away. Looking for any last minute ideas. All the stuff you can find pretty easily. So what's cool about this Lime Wedge green color is it's just a little bit, you know, brighter, and it's got some gold in it. Look how that changed. So I'll show you the original to the one I just sprayed. What's also cool is the white spots get like that goldish green color on them, so it's not as, you know, garish. I don't know, is that a word? That's a word. Sorry, my screen keeps going blank. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and spray all these guys. And what's cool is, even with your heat gun, these dry pretty quickly. And who knew that putting green over green was really going to make that much of a difference? But it does. And imagine like spraying these with like gold foil if you really wanted, you know, to glam up your trees. Man, you could have a ball with that. All right, I'm just going to reach for my paper towels. Okay. And yeah, if you're going to heat them with your heat gun, just don't dry them for too long. Because the bristles will start to melt, obviously. So you just sort of want to be careful. Like I said, it dries pretty fast. And again, this isn't making a huge difference. Oops, I forgot to spray that side. Oh well, I'm sorry. Not making a huge difference, but enough to accent the tree, which is really what you want. I actually think I left the heat gun in one spot for a little too long. And it turned like really gold. Like, I don't know what happened there, but sorry for the noise of my heat gun. I really should have done this ahead of time, but I really didn't know what I was doing ahead of time. So I don't know if you're into making holiday crafts, and maybe this is something you might say, oh, you know, I'll put it in the back of my mind and do it next year. You know, that's fine too. Because these videos are saved, and you can always go back and watch later. Some of these are starting to smoke, so obviously, like, I'm leaving it on there for a little too long. So when you see the smoke rise, that's an indication that it's probably dry. You don't want to start a forest fire. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough torture for now. Okay. Uh-oh. Grabbed one of my trees. All right. So the next thing I want to show you are these cool little dolls. And, you know, I don't know if some people have had a hard time like trying to figure out what the heck you're going to do with them. But really, they're easy to color. And I will go through like some of my favorite markers and things I like to use to color them with. Okay, so I have a nice little collection of the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I don't know what it is about these, but these work really well. And the white really works extremely well. I'm really happy with it. Okay. So you can just go in and you're going to get all these little details. So let's see. Like this little girl here, maybe, yeah, this might be a little big. I can do her shoes. Her shoes will be cute. Don't really see them that much. Now these are kind of a little bit darker. Can you see that white on there? Not bad, huh? And I'll pick a little green. So let's just do the bottom of her skirt. And I'm gonna do a little boy along with her. So his overalls are gonna be in the green. So these markers just set up so nicely on here. Really happy with the way they turned out. And I think if you have these in your stash already, let's see if I can focus. Oh, the camera focus. I don't know. So you can see it though. All right, and then I'm going to go in with a red. And I don't know, just I'm keeping it kind of Christmassy, but really, you know, you guys could totally alter these and do them any way that you like. And they may seem kind of hard to color, but they're really not. I mean, these are really very forgiving. I'm going to do his shoes in red too. And then for her, I'll do her dress. Yeah, I probably should have done her skirt in the white. The white does not have a nice pointy tip on it like these Pitt pens do. So let's say, for instance, see how the white is kind of smeared a little bit? So if I want to color over that, it's no problem. And actually, when you go over it with the white Pitt pen first and then you add color, it brightens up the color. So it acts like a primer. So let me see if it'll do that for this. Yep, it is. So I say, oh, the white didn't turn out as well as I wanted. So I just went right over it with the green and see how bright the green is because of the white. So that's kind of nice. But I don't really like that green, so I'm going to go back over with the different green. No, was that the same green? I think it was. Oh, crud. Oh, well. And then the more color you add, the brighter it gets. Because these little wood things are kind of dark, you know? And you want to make sure that whatever you're using is gonna show up. Now, let's say I have her legs and her hair and everything left. So now I can take some colored pencils, and I grabbed a few that I like to use. These are also Faber-Castell. They're the Art Grip pencils. They are watercolor, but that's okay. It doesn't matter if they are or not. I'm not going to use water on these. And I have kind of like a skin tone one. I grabbed, obviously, 2 of the same yellow for whatever reason, because one yellow wasn't enough. A little pink, and then even like the brown. So the yellow and the brown I'll use for hair, and the skin and the pink for the, you know, the body. So you don't want to press too hard with these pencils, because what happens is once you start pressing really hard, these are made of like a wood, like an MDF, and they will start to, you know, cave under the pencil and start to splinter a little bit. You really don't need to apply a lot of pressure. It's not necessary. All right, so just going over that with the skin tone. I've also noticed that some people just like to outline the doll instead of doing the skin, and that's really cute too. Now I'm going to give her some blonde hair. So, oh, you see that little deer? He just like popped on there. He just joined us. Do a little yellow. And you know what? It's okay if you go out of the lines a little bit. No one will ever notice. Seriously. All right, and then I'm going to go in with the pink pencil and just add a little color to her cheeks. Oh, it's breaking. Let's see, my screen. Sorry, my screen keeps falling asleep. There we go. So a little bit of pink. Okay, and there she is. Now you'll notice that there's this little thing on the top that you can hang them from. So you can make keychains with these, or, you know, hang them from any kind of project, which is great. But I don't really need it. So they actually cut off pretty easily with a pencil, scissors. Okay. So then she's left with, you'll notice the side of the dolls, they're kind of dark wood. So you have this kind of bald spot right here. And the perfect color match for that is the Distress Walnut Stain. So the Tim Holtz Distress Walnut Stain. And I just go over that bald spot. You can even like put it right on there. Yeah. And it's gone. So the walnut stain now matches the sides of the darker wood. So that's how I took care of that issue. All right, so now I'm going to color the little guy's skin in there. This is, I think, Toby. I think this is like a mini version of Toby. And I'll give him blonde hair too. Let's see, there's Toby. You guys see that okay? All right, I'm just going to give him a haircut with my scissors. Now, if there's like a little splinter or something left, you can take your distressor tool, your Prima distressor tool, and really smooth that out. But once you ink it, it's not a big deal. Look at that. Gone. So now we have our little people. And we can start our first jar. How's that sound? Probably should keep coloring the people, but I'm not gonna. All right, so we got that. We got a tree, and what I like to do is put the tree in the back behind the people. And another favorite thing I like to do, I'm going to cut that out. I probably just shouldn't use my scissors for that. Sometimes what I like to do is cluster a couple different size trees together because it kind of looks more interesting. Okay. I know, I'm going to ruin these scissors. I'm going to grab my hot glue gun. And I'm going to set him right on there. So I'm going to hold it just for a sec. And you can even put the hot glue like wherever you want the other tree. Look at this. You've got your mini forest started. Now because I'm putting him in kind of the tall, you know, glass jar, I wasn't that concerned, you know, about putting a bigger tree in there. And actually, let's say I have two trees that are the same size right now, but let's say I wanted it just a wee bit smaller, you can always give them a haircut and do that and adjust the size, like if you really want a little guy. So then you can do like a trio with 3 different sizes. So I'm going to do that. Okay. And when you do this, make sure that you're going to have trees that stand nice and tall and not crooked, because that's going to drive you crazy later on, I guarantee it. Because why? It's happened to me. And I've had to pull the whole thing out and start all over. Okay, so now we have our little people. And what I did, this is really, it works fine. You're going to put a little hot glue on their feet and just hold them in place for a second. So here we go. We got her. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to stick another glue stick in my gun. And this is really it. I mean, this is probably the hardest part. It's just like waiting for that glue to dry. Pretty easy, right? I like to put them kind of close together. Looks like they're... I normally don't craft with hot glue guns. A, because I burned myself, and B, because it's really stringy and it's annoying to me. But the Fabri-Tac is too, but I don't know why that's different. So there you go. So you've got your people, and look how fast that hot glue just grabs right on. Perfect, right? Okay. So now we're going to take our jar, and we're going to let this glue settle just a little bit. But in the meantime, I've got my Fabri-Tac. And I do this with the Fabri-Tac because I can't fit the glue gun inside inside my jar. So I just squeeze it enough so that a little pile goes in there. Let's see. And this is going to bend a little bit. Hopefully everything should stay. You just have to speak gently to it and just kind of drop it in. Yes, everyone loves it. Ah, thanks you guys. Thanks, Delina. Okay, and then you can use like a paintbrush or something kind of skinny to really push that down in there. I know you can't see it too well right now, and I'll show it to you in just a sec. Okay, so the Fabri-Tac's going to take just another minute to hold. It doesn't seem to, you know, dry and harden up as quick as the hot glue. Now make sure too that like the writing is on the back when you put these guys in, because you want to be able to see the cute little scenery. And even this is kind of, you know, in the way, but it's not really. If that bothers you, while the Fabri-Tac is still wet, which is what I like, you still have a little bit of time just to turn that around because it's not quite hardened yet. And you can just kind of rotate it around until you get it exactly the way you like it. Okay. Next part is the fake snow. So you can buy bags of this stuff for super cheap at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and stuff like that. And I just like to drop it right in. And sometimes I'll just go right in the middle. And as you do this, you want to make sure you don't add too much. So like as I add it, I kind of swish it around to see if it covers exactly what I want it to cover. Let's see. I think it could use a little more. So I think all this stuff is relatively easy to find, so it's not too late to create something like this for Christmas, in time for Christmas. Oh, sorry, I meant to put my phone on vibrate and I just forgot to. Okay, so I use this, I like to use my my paintbrushes to move stuff around. You can even tilt the jar and really get that stuff in there. Okay. Now, if you add too much snow, it's okay. You can just take some out. But really, I don't think there's any such thing. I think it's fine no matter how much you put in there. All right. So that is pretty easy, right, guys? So let's see if I can actually see. I was not born when they made these, and I never really canned, so I'm not really sure if I... Oh, I did it! Yay! I did it. I put the lid on the right way. I'm so impressed with myself right now. It just makes me... Okay, I'm tired. All right, so now you can grab some of your pretty stuff, like some ribbon. Like this polka dot ribbon is actually my favorite ribbon of all time. This is made by Creative Impressions, and I bought it at a local scrapbook store up in Canada. She carries that brand. It's Emma's store. And actually, I'm going to lift that up just for a sec. I'm going to slide this in onto this bar, and that way I can kind of, oh yeah, move it over. So you can just tie like cute little bows and add little berries, which is probably what I'll do for this one. I'm just going to make my bow real quick. You guys have seen me make bows a million times. I don't really need to show you how, but I do it anyway. Because I like to finish the projects and have them done. Oh gosh, this one's giving me a hard time, you guys. Sorry. Sorry. Alright, well, that's going to have to be good enough. Oh my dear Lord. Okay. And for this, I like it to kind of hang down a little bit, just like that. So, it's kind of crooked, but it's alright. Let's see. I even have these cute little holly leaves. Again, found at Hobby Lobby. And I don't know, they kind of remind me of like old style, kind of kitschy looking. And that might look kind of cute, just like tucked in around the bow. You know, you can have that down the middle, just like that. Oh, I like that. Okay, let me just turn this around for a sec so I can glue it down. And I'm going to use the hot glue gun, why not? And I just got to play around with it for a sec. Come on. My bow is just fighting with me tonight. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't like me. Okay, so something like that. Yeah. There we go. So you just kind of have that those little leaves sitting there, so cute. And let's see. Oh, and I can take some baker's twine and also, you know, make another little bow or something on there. Why not? And just kind of, here, I'll flip it up again. Sorry. I think this is this is just such fun, just to add other little accents like this, just to kind of finish off, you know, the project and have it looking so cute. You could put little sleigh bells on here, or jingle bells. I don't know what you guys call them, but I always call them sleigh bells. I don't know why. Okay. So that looks just kind of cute hanging off of there with the bow. Pretty easy. So, there you go. Just like that. Kind of sweet. All right. So let's see. You guys want to make another one? I can't even see the chat right now. Would you like me to go ahead and want me to do the one with the deer inside? That one's actually kind of tricky. I'll show you guys that one. How's that sound? I mean, it's not like you couldn't figure it out. I know you guys can because you're super smart. There you are. All right. So again, I'm going to make a base. It's all about the base. Right? Just any circle punch. Any circle punch, or even trace like a glass or anything circular you have. I mean, you know, if you don't have a punch, don't worry about it. Use what you have on hand. And plus, you're not really supposed to see the circles. They're supposed to be somewhat camouflaged. So if they're a little bit, you know, like if I cut a circle by hand, it's not going to look like a circle at all. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I've got the lid. So here's what the jar looks like. All right, wood top, glass bottom. So I'm actually going to build this because I want the lid on the bottom. There's a couple reasons why, and they're actually really good reasons. I'm going to use the fabric tack a little. No, I'll use the hot glue. When I went ahead and started making this, I thought, oh, I'll put the wood dolls inside and make a little scenery out of the packaging, right? How clever. Well, the dolls stand up and they hit literally at the top of the lid if you're standing them up. And what you also have to keep in account is that when you put this on the lid, you're losing a little bit of real estate here because part of that goes inside the lid, right? So you have to be careful. Also, there's like this little lip right here. So anything that's up here showing is going to look a little weird. It's going to be like warbled. Is that a word? Yeah. So that's kind of what happened, and it was my way of playing around and figuring it out kind of as I went. And that's what I discovered. So let's take a couple little mini trees. And you also want to make sure that those fit okay, which they, you know, generally do. But it's good to check just by putting the jar back on. Okay. And like this guy, for instance, might be just a hair too tall. Just a hair. So when I put him on, yep, see, he bent. Like, can you see that? Like he's touching the top. He bent a little bit. Okay, no problem. He's not even stuck down. He stayed there for some reason. So now I'm going to bend him back so that he's somewhat straight and doesn't look like a Dr. Seuss tree. Yeah. Okay. Well, he kind of does look like a Dr. Seuss tree. These things are really forgiving. All right, I'm going to glue another one down. Okay. Just got to hold them for a sec. So I got a couple little trees. Now, these adorable little plastic deer come in a pack of 4, I think. So you get 2 of the darker brown and 2 of the lighter brown. The little tan guys are like little Bambis. Can you see? So these are found in the miniature section at Michael's, made by Artbin. And they're made for like little miniature sceneries and like little, I don't know what people do, like little crafts, little like sceneries, right? So that's where I get them. Every year they get them. They had them last year. They had them the year before. They had them this year. Go get them if you can find them. Buy all that they have because you'll want to use these on everything. So I'm putting a little hot glue on his little feet. And I'm going to position him right there. And I'll have a little guy right here. Okay, so they're kind of behind the trees and looking off in their own little direction, sort of, like they heard a wolf or something. They're both looking in that way, right? And they're a little scared. That's all right. So I'm going to let that settle. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the opposite of what I did last time. Now this is kind of a pain because you have to kind of get the snow thing down pat ahead of time, or hope that you get it the best that you can. I guess because you kind of do it, but it's just kind of a pain. And remember, there's snow that's going to go into these creases here, right where, see how it's raised a little bit? So there's going to be snow going into here, and you have to have enough snow to cover up to here and cover the bottoms where you glued. So you made it a little more than you think. So now that this is all dry, you're actually going to take them and put them in upside down and then flip up. Now look at that, way too much snow. Okay, Cari went a little crazy, no worries. So I'm going to take them off, remove a little bit of that snow. We need a little snow removal here in Syracuse, that's for sure. We got a little too much. Actually, it was really fun. The kids had a snow day yesterday and a 2-hour delay today. And the snow is everywhere. So there you go. See, that's perfect. And you can kind of tap the jar and get some of that stuff that sticks to the side. All right, just like that. And now what I did, this one I really didn't have to do very much. Took a little, see, now this is what happens when you leave it out and Sam gets it. My dog, she thought this was like the most fun in the world to run around the house with and toss in the air. And yeah, I found it from one end of the house to the other. And I think I caught her kind of soon because I think it could have been much worse. It was a pretty big roll actually when it started. That's okay. It's baker's twine. I can handle it. It's tough. All right, so I'm sorry I'm doing this where you can't really see, but I'm just taking the baker's twine and making a little simple little bow because that's the cutest thing to do. All right, Again, I'm having bow issues, which is not a big deal. But to me, I can't stand it. So that's it. I just tied it around here. And then I think I'm just going to finish it off with like a little red button. I think that'll be super cute. So now you guys will have all kinds of cool ideas. Be able to make these. In the miniature section too, they had some other cute things like little candy canes and snowmen and stuff like that. So like you could even take a snowman and put it in the jar with like your wood dolls and stuff like that. Oops. So there you go. That's that. So now you have 2 things made, and it didn't take any time at all. All right, so let's see. So now I have the milk glass bottles. These are going to be trickier. A, because it's a very narrow opening. You don't have a lot of room, which means that, you know, it's just going to be trickier. But let's just do it. Let's just do it and see what happens. Okay. You guys want to see me do this, or do you want me to move on to the ornament? Because I can do that too. Oh, where did I do my piece of? Ah, there it is. Hold on a second. Okay, so I have a feeling that this is going to be, this circle is just going to be a little too big. But we'll see in just a second. And it's okay because I can make adjustments. All right, so you see how it's like obviously not going to be very easy, which is going to make it really hard to get your tree and your little person in there. So you just want to kind of give it a custom haircut, make that circle a little bit smaller. You really only need enough of a platform to glue the wood doll and the tree. Okay, so that's much better. You see how it just fits. Okay, perfect. So I think my tree might be a little big, but you know, you guys, let's just go for it. Why not? And like I said, it's not going to be, there's not going to be a ton of room here for the doll, but we don't need a lot of room for the doll. Oh, there's a lot of stuff coming off on here. I don't even know, I haven't even practiced with this bottle yet, so I don't even know if this is going to work. So this is a live TV, trying stuff for the first time. So there's no editing, we just have to kind of go with it. Now, oh, so here's one more thing I want to show you guys. Because I have more dolls, and this girl is actually really, really cute. She's got like a little skirt, and like her legs are crossed, and she's just adorable. Here's what else I wanted to show you guys. I have these Permapaque pens by Sakura. These pens work so well. So this is like my next favorite thing to use on these dolls because the color literally sits on top. And I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So I'm going to give her like a green skirt. And then I'll accent her with red. So it's almost like, it reminds me of chalk. It has like a chalk look. Do you see that? See how that's really vibrant? You can still see the lines. So it's not totally covering up the lines. You can see what you're doing. I'm going to take the red. So these come in tons of colors, but I will tell you, they are not easy to find in stores. So this is something you would probably have to order online or call ahead to the craft stores to see if they even have them. I had a hard time finding them, or no, actually I should say not a hard time finding them, but a hard time finding a variety of colors. And I did eventually find them at a commercial art supply store that I have near me in Syracuse. And they were actually clearancing them out and weren't going to carry them anymore. So, but I did find them online. And if you go to my blog is me and my Mary Janes snowglobes.blogspot.com. If you go there, I have a post about these snow globes and my favorite pens I like to use. And I actually have a link on there to Sakura so that you can see the sets. So you can see what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to give her little rosy cheeks. And I think I'm going to give her brown hair. Why not? She can be a brunette. Totally cute. And see how these are taking no time at all? And I know these are teeny tiny and kind of, see, they're kind of delicate. Kids actually really do a good job with these. Brian made some for me and colored them, and he was great. He, you know, he doesn't really like the stuff, but he likes to craft with me, so he had a great time. Okay, so we've got her. You can see the vibrant color of her dress. I don't know why this isn't focusing, but my camera, I gotta get a new camera. No problem. Gonna get some glue on the bottom of her feet. Okay guys, so we'll just cross our fingers and hope this works in the milk bottle. I think the tree may even be bigger than the opening. You don't know, we'll have to see. You never know, right? Till you try. Okay. Because, you know, worst case scenario is that the doll falls off, everything falls apart. You pluck it out with some tweezers and you start over and you kind of learn your lesson. So, here goes. Let's see. Working my way. Working my way. Oh, okay. So, my tree got a little bit bent on the way in. No worries. I'm not that concerned. So, oh, and I forgot to put my glue on the bottom. Okay, so let's pull it out. Totally didn't follow my own instructions. All right, forgot to put the glue in. Pile of glue. Okay. Now I get to straighten my tree, and I'll have to re-glue my doll because she kind of had some trauma. Some trauma. All right. Let's do some surgery. You can even add a little bit of glue to the back of her legs too so that she sticks to the tree. That might even be helpful. And hopefully my tree will not get bent this time. Let's see how it works. Ooh, sliding, slippery sliding. And actually I'm going to wait just an extra minute for her to kind of set up a little bit. Tree's still crooked. Yeah, see, this narrow opening is it's a little trickier. I'm just trying to get this glue to calm down. All right, so on these too, like they come in these really pretty silver lids. So for the lids, easy enough. Let's see. You can grab some. I found some really cute trim at Joann's. Like this one, it looks like pom-poms, like white little. It reminds me of like little white snowballs. That's really cute to add. So I'll do myself a favor. Just cut it short. Add some glue here to get started. And then I'll just go around in a circle. That is just too cute. This stuff is too cute. I find that trims are kind of hard to find these days, unless you have like a really nice, you know, fabric store, you know, and if you do, you're so lucky because, you know, those are kind of disappearing with some of our craft stores. There we go. So it'll look like that. All right, let's see if she's had a chance to dry. I think so. Okay. Round two. I don't know. I don't want to push too hard on my tree. I know I'm totally bending it. Oh, gosh. So the tree's crooked, but that's okay, because once it dries on the bottom, I will be able to go back and kind of tug at that tree a little bit, fix it. But I can't really do that when it's slip sliding around. So there you have it. So now you've seen, if you really want to make your life easy, try to get a jar that has a nice wide open mouth. Okay? Because these are much harder to do. And I'm not even really paying attention to what the bottom's looking like here. Let's see. Yeah. So I'll let that set. And then I'll just go back in later and add my snow and fix that tree. So, but I was able to do it. And then I just glued this cute little pom-pom trim on the top. And add whatever you like. I can add the baker's twine again, some, have it hanging down and have some buttons. Like on this one, you can see I added some like artificial berries. So I have my ribbon, and then I tied the baker's twine on here. I grabbed a little Tim Holtz little clip and just clipped on some fake berries, and that was really complimentary to the jar as well. So whatever you have on hand, whatever you have that's crafty. And then all of these together just look really cute on display, and you can wrap lights around them and have them looking really cool. One more thing I want to show you real quick. Of course, I have just guys sitting here, but I'm going to show you the Sharpie glitter paint pen, because this paint pen is fabulous, and I probably should have used it on some of the other ones, but I didn't. So I am just going to show you really quick what these look like. Now, the Sharpie paint pens are everywhere. These are the Sharpie glitter paint pens, and they come in sets, I believe. Not sure if most places sell them individually, but mine was a set of 3 or more, and I bought a couple sets. And I just have to color this and show this to you, because can you see that shine? See how sparkly that blue one is? And it stays like that. So if you want to do a cute little girl with like a sparkle dress, oh my gosh. So the Sharpie paint glitter pens, another great one to use. Okay? So there you go. You have some really good choices of things. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. Next. I'm going to just show you really quickly how to make, let's see, what time is it? 10:24. Okay, we have time. So what I did is I bought, Ashley said to buy those cheap plastic wine glasses that you can get at like a party source store. And what you do is you take a little Dremel bit and you just literally slice off the stem. And you want to leave just a little bit of a top so that you can put some stuff on there, wrap it around. Plus, I found when using a Dremel and I get too close to the base, these crack. So you buy a pack of these at the party source store. I don't know, they come in like a pack of like 40, okay? Some of these, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't need 40. But you know what? I was kind of glad I did. I was outside. I was on my porch. I had safety goggles on, the Dremel, and I was just slicing these babies. And this one you can see, can you see that? It cracked. So, I don't know. Let's see. Right there. So that's okay because I can cover that up with some decoration. I wasn't too concerned. But there were some that just cracked right down. And that just is going to happen. It's just they're cheap plastic, things. But it actually works really well. So ask your husband if you can use the Dremel, or have him do it, better yet, and cut those little stems off. Because these are too cute not to make, and really, again, inexpensive, easy to do. So Ashley's projects caught my eye on Pinterest. Okay, and actually I did not, I thought I had a bunch of them punched out already from some. So you want to grab basically some really pretty pattern paper. Now, I didn't grab mine. I think I left it upstairs by accident. So this one will just have to be this nasty old notebook thing. Okay, it's okay. It's much cuter with cute pattern paper. But just for the sake of the show, I just kind of wanted to show you guys how it's done. And she explains how to do it on her blog. She's really cute, really cool. And so I was able to do it just from reading her blog. Let's see. So I have some girls that I've already colored. Just, you know, I just showed you how to color stuff, so I guess I don't need to do that. Here's oh, she's pretty. She has like a ball gown on, so I can use her. I'm just going to cut that top off. And I'm going to just make sure that she matches on all sides. Ooh, I even have a ball gown princess. There's another example with the glitter paint pen. Maybe I'll use her. Maybe I'll use her. She's really cute. And this reminds me of Frozen. Yeah. And that's what's really cool. Like, you can make Frozen ornaments, right? Oh, here's Sam. She's got a stuffed animal she's not supposed to have. Okay. So I'm going to glue her down. So it's basically just like what I did for the Snowglobes. Except that it's even smaller. Let's see. So I kind of used up my trees that I colored. I'm just going to use one that I didn't color, and I'll use one that I did color together. And again, they can't be too tall, but you can always do a test drive and just sort of put it on there and see if that'll work. These are both a little bit too big, so I'm just going to use one tree. Okay, and I'll put that right behind her. And I'll glue this down. So I use this little scallop punch. This punch is, I normally write it down on my punches so I don't have to look, but I think this is about 2.5 to 3 inch Marvy scallop punch. So, you know, once you get these guys, you can kind of see which punch will work the best. Okay, and then now I can test it and see. And so this tree is actually too far to the edge. That's another thing. You have to make sure that these are centered the best that you can get them, because there's only so much room with these. Ah, there. So you kind of have to cluster everything somewhat close together because of this dome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a seal of hot glue all the way around. So this part you have to move kind of quickly. A, because you need the snow to stay inside and stay put and not have it come out, and B, it dries super fast and you want to make sure that it's still wet for when you set it down, and when you set it down, that's it. You're done. There's no takesies backsies because it's going to stick to your paper, and if you try to pull it off, it's going to ruin your paper. So you just put a new paper bottom on it. No big deal, right? Excuse me. Now, you also want to ask your husband, or go in your own little garage area and get a funnel and make sure it's clean. If it's not clean, I guess it's okay. You know, maybe it's a personal preference. I don't know. Okay. Now the funnel is very important for this because you have a really small opening. This funnel is actually a little big, but I'm just going to go with it. Okay. And then you want to just kind of move that around. What on earth? Stir it. Get it in there. Get in there. I'm fighting with snow. Again today. First time was outside in the car. Oh, that's with this ornament. Okay, and then shake her around. And there you go. You have a little bit of snow. Now, here's the fun part. And here's where, you know, you can really kind of use whatever you have on hand and use whatever you like. You can wrap some fun trim around the bottom. So let's say use pom-pom trim, or you could even go all out. And because she's got like a pretty pink dress on, you can use some Tim Holtz like tinsel trim. And like this blue one is perfect for Frozen. So let's do that. And I'm going to get out the glue gun again. And this will actually help make sure your seal is looking good. And what's great about this trim is it's going to hide all that hot glue that you added to the bottom of that glass. So whatever you use is actually going to be your friend. Okay. Ouch! This is why I don't use hot glue guns. Okay, so really this is so fun and so easy. And I saw her project and I fell in love. And I'm like, I have to make several. I don't really have to make several, but they're so fun to make that it's like, what the heck, you know, this is great for like a cold Saturday night. You know, you're just kind of watching TV or whatever, and you just want to make something fun with some Christmas music on in the background. Check it out. Okay, now, for the top. Let's say you take a piece of twine, or you can even take you know, hemp string or something. All right, and I'm going to make my loop, and this is what you're going to use to hang it with. All right, so give it a little cut because I really don't want to see any of that hanging down here. But the knot is going to go in the hole. It's going to go in the opening. So can you see that? Like, so that the knot is going to go there. And then what I did is I bought some fun stuff. Like you want to get like beads, or these are like little felt balls. Beads are fun because you can get them in like pearls and light blue and white and shiny. So like, but these reminded me of like little snowballs. So that can go on the top over your knot, and that's going to be like, you know, your kind of your cover, sort of part of it. Cut these as short as you can so you don't see them. We're going to hide the top of this anyway, so it's not a huge concern, but the more you help yourself, the better off you'll be, because later on you may notice that you can see it and it's really going to bother you. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull it up, hold that down. I need to add a little more glue to my gun here. Oh, Sam! She's being super naughty. Okay. I'll lift it up and just add a little bit more. So now we have that. You also want to make sure your string is going in the same direction as the little person in your ornament. Okay. And then what I can do is take more of this tinsel stuff, which is totally cute, and wrap it around the top a couple times. And that is going to finish it off. So if you have any cracks, or you can, you know, see any little, or you don't want to see any little cracks or anything like that. So you're going to wrap that around with some hot glue, sort of like this. See? So that's where you cover up all your messiness. And there's like a bead I was talking about. So this is like a little light blue pearl bead that I found, I don't know, somewhere. And it was big enough to like sit on top of that and cover it really nicely. And here's where I used a cute little girl with that sparkle on her dress. You see that? And then I used white trees and snow. And, you know, there's the pattern paper I was talking about. So you can really kind of customize this any way that you like. And Ashley is pretty much a genius for coming up with all this. And I was really inspired. So I give her all credit, of course, but I just had to make them because with the wood dolls, because they fit so perfectly inside. And they look really cute. And then you can shine through with lights on your tree. And these would be just such sweet little gifts to add onto like a gift bag, you know, anything. So that's it. I am finished. Oh, here's one more. I actually added like a little deer in there with the girl. And I used some Prima lace around the bottom and some Prima pattern paper and lace on the top. And another one of those felt balls I was just showing you, and there's the twine. So, see, you can use just about anything. Try it all. Use your scraps. I think this lace was like scraps left over from a layout or something. And so I totally used it. All right. Oh, here's another one. See, I just had so much fun making these. I couldn't stop. So, see, I have several. All right. The white trees are really, yes, for teacher gifts, Secret Santa. Of course, if anyone, you know, knows that you're so crafty, they may know it's from you. So I just have, you know, all these fun little things. And these are great for neighbors' gifts, housewarming gifts. So if you get invited to some Christmas parties and you want to show up with some cute little fun festive gifts, maybe this, oh, give them one of these hanging off a bottle of wine. Perfect. Right? And I don't know if I showed you guys these last week too, but I had made these little Julie nutting ornaments from the mechanical bottle caps. And I had opened some packs to make the sparkle tags. And I decided to stamp her. There's a set called Mary Nice. And you can stamp her and put clothes on her and decorate her, and then put her inside the bottle cap with some paper in the background. And these are mica flakes at the bottom from Anna's Art Ingredients, and it looks like snow. And then there's this little mistletoe that comes in the stamp set. And then again, I used my scallop punch in the back, and just made something kind of. So here's another little cute idea, just from. I know, I just have so much fun with Christmas crafts, and making stuff for you know, friends and family and things like that, that it's kind of my favorite time of year to make some crafts. So I hope that I was able to inspire you guys tonight to create some of your own. And if you do, please share. I would love to see them. You know, maybe see your version. You know, your version may be totally different. Let's see, what do we have coming up? Next week is the 16th, Tuesday, is our daytime show, which is at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And Jennifer Snyder is going to join us. She's on the Prima Design team, and she's going to join us for the very first time to show off her boy projects. Like her boy, you know how Julie and I just released a set of boy stamps. Well, Jennifer's going to make some a tag and a card for us using those boys. And man, she knows how to color. She knows how to make them. She can whip them out. And so we're really excited to see what she can do with the boys, because, you know, we've all been working with the girls for so long. So it'll be really fun. So please join us. That'll be so fun. And it'd be great for you guys to come and, you know, say hello and give her a big, warm Live with Prima welcome. And we also have sneak peeks going on the Prima blog all month long. We have the CHA Winter Show coming up in January. So all throughout December, we'll be showing you brand new stuff that we're coming out with, and you guys are just going to love it all. It's really beautiful. So join us to see that. And also, throughout January, too, we'll just keep the new stuff coming and showing you new ideas and new things that we have. So you can kind of see what we have and learn how to use it at the same time. All right. So thanks so much for coming. We appreciate it so much. And again, as soon as Lee Moore can reschedule her show, I will post it and let you guys know when she'll be on next. Okay. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.